Hi, so my name is Nina, and Sophia and I are starting this new channel, the Existential Strangers. That's us. Um, you might know me from I had a poetry channel and Determinants, and Sophia had, I don't know if she wants me to mention her channels, but she's right now awaiting Pulse. She had one before and she had quite a few subscribers, but yeah, I think we're gonna keep this channel though. So I am rusty doing this, and I will make a video about a topic right now, but I just wanted to sort of introduce the channel. We're Existential Strangers because I was gonna do a username called The Strangers, and it would have sort of a double meaning because we've never met before, and it's also playing on the book The Stranger or The Outsider by Camus, and we both really like it. So we also created a blog. Well, Sophia did. I created the channel. And we also have an email. So all that information should be available to everyone on our YouTube profile page. And if it's not, it will be soon. On to my topic, which I am sort of have not prepared, and it's kind of for me to prepare to talk about it a bit tomorrow because I have school, and in class you're expected to discuss things. I have to reread Mother Night for my English class. The main thing that we're probably going to be talking about is whether or not we are who we pretend to be. And the quote follows that, so we have to be careful what we pretend to be. And my most of my class, it's a really big class, but there's also a mini tutorial where you have to talk. Anyway, most of my class does not believe that. They believe that there's some good, honest person underneath it all, maybe, and that who we are on the outside does not reflect the inside character. And I want to argue that we are who we pretend to be. And also my prof doesn't believe that either. But I sort of, in a way, think that it's almost dishonest to say that we aren't who we pretend to be. An example he gave where this sort of doesn't really work is Stephen Colbert, who is on the Colbert Report, as basically everyone knows. And his personality is that of an extreme right-wing, fanatical, kind of O'Reilly person. And, but the thing is that everyone is in on the joke. And because everyone's in on the joke and, the audience is laughing and everything, we know it's comedy, so we don't take his acting as a fact that this is what he believes in. So in Mother Night you have Howard Campbell Jr., the protagonist, and he works for the Ministry of Propaganda. And what he does is he does act like a spy for the Americans, and when he talks, he gives radio shows, and news reports and things like that. And when he talks, he coughs, and those are signals to the Americans about, whatever information he's giving out. But that only comes after the fact of him actually saying these terrible things, and most people thought he was this terrible Nazi figure, and he must have caused so many atrocities to happen. And you wonder if he thinks there's this other side of him that's not like that at all, and that he's just sort of doing this to survive. But I think the spying and the acting like as if he's still having some sort of principles behind his actions, this is just his previous identity trying to come to terms with all the evil that he's done. And I don't think that identity will ever really get erased, but I think that the monstrous, all of those atrocious things that he speaks and that influence the whole nation, I don't know if it really matters if he has this decent heart or whatever, because in this case, all of those people died because of him, and who he pretended to be caused all of that. I mean, how can he not be this monster now? As you can see, I'm kind of having troubles wording this. Videos will get better, I promise. Sophia will charm everyone. Yeah. So throughout the book, we're presented with all of these different characters who aren't really who they pretend to be. Well, that's what you would think. But there's like a Hungarian Jew. He joins the SS, and no one ever questions whether he is actually Jewish because he's just so into it, and he's the most fierce, ferocious one. Kills a lot, people, and takes pleasure in it. And he justifies this by saying this is what he has to do to survive. But to me, who he was pretending to be, this SS, this extremely crazy, violent person, who he was not originally like at all. The character he became, I think that's what took over him. I'm not trying to dispute that there are other parts of people that we're all much more complex than just who we are on this outside. Me trying to be, sometimes I'm this nice, calm person, sometimes I can be horribly mean and cruel and whatever, or yelling, or, you're never just this one thing. I don't know, I think given the right circumstances, everyone can commit some sort of disgusting evil that otherwise their good self, would never have committed. I think that's how humans work. There's all those prisoner studies that they did. Well, I forget where it was the most famous. They did a bunch of them, though. But the prisoners were just university students, and then there were also guards, and they were university students, and they just had this experiment for only several days. Maybe they only did this once. Anyway, and what happened was, with time, the guards just became obsessed with power, and it wasn't even that long, and they were abusive, and it was just, they took the social role, took over, and they became the guards. They might have they wouldn't have known that they had that inside of them before, but I think we are capable of so much evil that we don't even know about. And in that sense, who they were pretending to be, this is who they were. People should give me their opinions and ideas, and this is a hard position. I thought this would be easier to talk about. I'm going to fail tomorrow talking. Oh well, okay.